Hello guys and welcome back to the Skyships channel. Today we have a special story. A story about an airplane that turned one of the more or less large regional aviation manufacturer into an industry giant. One of the most successful and popular modern aircraft in the world. You think I'm talking about the gorgeous A380? No. Oh, it's the brand new A350. Awesome and super advanced. Awesome, but no again. Here it is, this baby. Yes, the smallest airliner in whole Airbus models family. Why? Well, let's find out. Okay, what do we know? Airbus A320 is a family of narrow-body medium-range aircrafts, developed by the Airbus Corporation in mid-1980s. Why family? Because it's not just one plane, but several equal models: A318, A319, A320, A321, and of course the ACJ business jets. All of them are serially manufactured planes. And yeah, about manufacturing. In October 2017, the Airbus delivered another A320 to a customer. And it was the 7820th plane of this model. I'll say it again. 7820.
100's too many. It's not too many.
It's too many.
It's not too many.
Thank you.
Okay, let's dive into the history. When Airbus was founded in 1970s, the corporation's main purpose was the development of a new wide-body airliner A300 and after some time A310. You can ask, why did they start with creating such a large and complicated aircraft? The development of a rather small plane would be easier. It would not. The smaller one means a narrow-body aircraft with a capacity of 200 seats. And this part of aviation market is, well, let's say a pool full of big toothy sharks. Boeing 737, DC-9, Tupolev 154 and others, they've dominated the market and had no plans to share. In addition, the time had come. The old European aircrafts of this class were out of date. There were many American planes in the airline's parks, but let's face the truth. Boeing and McDonnell Douglas divided the western civilian sky and were in no hurry to improve their products. European companies had already tried to create a new generation planes earlier, but the competition was too tough and the development costs were too high. But now everything had changed. Now there was Airbus, which has put together the best team, and the A310 project, which gathered the most progressive technologies within. So screw it, let's do it. Honestly, the project was started by the British before they returned to Airbus. Their project, JET, which stands for Joint European Transport, assumed the creation of three models accommodating 130 to 188 passengers. The same work had been started in Airbus. They had a project called Single Aisle, which means one pass in the cabin. The corporation planned to create three planes, simply called SA-1, SA-2 and SA-3. When the United Kingdom returned, the two projects were merged. In 1981, the medium-sized SA-2 aircraft was accepted as a basic model. The other two planes had to be its modifications, the longer and the shorter one. For the first time, the SA-2 was called A320. The corporation gathered the commission of several airlines to understand what plane they needed. The A320 was supposed to carry about 150 passengers on a distance of 3,500 kilometers. The fuselage had to be a little wider in comparison with the Boeing 737. Bigger means cooler, boys will be boys. Of course, different cool features have not been forgotten. The A320 became the first civilian aircraft to use the fly-by-wire system. The aircraft flight control is carried out through the computer, and most of the old mechanical elements were no longer needed. The mass of the system have been reduced and simple principle worked. If a system includes few details, less chance it will break. This was a real breakthrough. Before that, such systems appeared only on several military planes. And yeah, the A320 became a start of a new fashion for those little gaming joysticks, side sticks. Then the work reached the engines. The options were not many. Airbus decided to mount CFM56, a classic engine for aircraft of this size. CFM56 is a lovely one for thousands of planes all around the world. there was a second option, a new corporation, International Aero Engines, which gathered serious guys: Rolls-Royce, Pratt & Whitney, Japanese GAEC, Italian Fiat and others. The IAE developed their own V2500 engine. But why I've called the A320 the most successful? This plane in the Airbus model line is quite similar to the 3 Series in the BMW model line. It's not the biggest or the most expensive one, but it is the most popular. This model is made in such quantities that other bigger and more impressive models steps aside. Of course, each country wanted to manufacture the A320 on its territory. Making this one plane was enough to consider itself an aviation leader. Negotiations lasted until 1984. In 1987, the first Airbus A320 prototype was shown to the public. It was a beautiful ceremony with music and celebrities. Well, something like that. In February, the aircraft made its maiden flight, and a year later the A320 had been certified and began its great sky conquest. So, how did they deal with the factories, you may ask? Very simple. A320 family is so popular that 2 big plants have the parallel production lines in France and in Germany, and 2 more in the United States and China. No kidding, Airbus produces over 50 planes every month. Shortly about the modifications. Don't forget, it's a family. So Airbus A321. Mutants began precisely from it. At the beginning, this model was simply called stretched. Actually, its main difference was the length of the fuselage, 7 meters longer, which allowed to accommodate 220 passengers. Airbus had to work some magic with the wing and add more doors, so you know, if something happened, sleepy tourists could escape. The A321 production was started in Hamburg, Germany. Airbus A319 is a slightly clipped version. This one was developed from a little SA-1. The fuselage have been shortened and it can accommodate a maximum of 158 people. At first airlines were skeptical, but the success of a basic model gave them confidence. One time this little aircraft broke a record by flying from Germany to Canada, over 6,600 kilometers over clear blue sky. A318 is a little one. It was initiated, surprised, by the Chinese. They wanted to create a regional airplane with the Europeans' help. But this idea didn't work. As a result, Airbus decided to cut A320 again. This work was conducted in the early 2000s. It's interesting that Airbus designers developed their smallest A318 and the biggest A380 models at the same time. At the end of my story, I will say a few words about the new generation. A320neo. No, neo does not mean that the plane is a modification of Keanu Reeves, and it can't fight the engines. Neo stands for New Engine Option. The fact is that in recent years, Canadians, Chinese and Russians have begun to make their own single-aisle airplanes. And to compete with the newbies, Airbus upgraded the family. A320neo got new stylish winglets, improved many systems and interior, and most importantly, the brand new CFM LEAP 1A and Pratt & Whitney PW1100G engines were taken under its wing. One more interesting fact. These engines or their modifications are mounted on the Boeing 737 MAX, Canadian C-Series, Chinese C919 and Russian MC-21. Globalization at work. So that's the story of this aircraft. Unlike many other planes, I think many people have already flown on this one. Write in comments about your experience. This is it for today. Thanks for watching, please like, comment and subscribe. Fast flights and soft landings to you.